Oh hi. Bournemouth, the city in the county of Dorset, the resort, popular among British, on the bank of the English Channel in the west adjoining to the pool. The name is translated as Bournemouth. The stream falling here into the passage means. The population makes 163.5 thousand people. 2004. Administrative Centre of Unitary Unit Bournemouth. The first local beaches, heathlands and picturesque ravines were estimated by the Dorset landowner Tregonwell, who in 1810 began to build here, giving. In 30 years the seaside settlement contained already 26 farms. In 1870 the railroad every summer bringing thousands of Londoners here came to Bournemouth. Especially the city became popular among pensioners. In particular, John Ronald Reuel Tolkien died here. Thanks to a set of public buildings in Bournemouth, conferences and the congresses are often held. In 1992 the Bournemouth University is organized. The airport works. The Bournemouth Association Football Club acts in the highest divisions of the English soccer. Before it was founded in 1810 by Louis Tregonwell, this area represented only a heathland which was visited sometimes by fishermen and smugglers. The city for the first time received popularity as the resort when the mention about it was published in the book by Augustus Granvelle. The Italian, the poet, the doctor. In 1841. Growth of Bournemouth accelerated with the advent of the railroad, and it became the full-fledged city in 1870. The downtown has remarkable Victorian architecture, and a local monument -202 foot. 62 m. Place St. Peter's Church, one of 3 churches in the area. The arrangement of Bournemouth made it the popular place for tourists, annually attracting more than 5 million visitors with the beaches and popular nightlife. The city is also the regional business centre, the house of the Bournemouth International Centre BIC, and also the financial sector, which gross added value is more than £100 million. In the 12th century the area around the mouth of the Bourne River was a part of the village Holden Coast. Later it was expanded to include the settlements of North Eshley, Mastcliff, Muckleshall, Trupp, Efford, Folkestone, Tacton and Vic in the estate Christchurch. This area was also the settlement of people throughout the millennia, but till 1800 was considered substantially as the remote and fruitless heathland. In 1574 Collins of Southampton noted that this territory was deprived of any housing, and later in 1795 the Duke Rutland wrote down that in this fruitless and uncivilized place there was no person who could direct us. At the end of 19th and the beginning of the 20th centuries the Bournemouth district grew and covers a set of ancient settlements along the River Stour, including Longham, where in 1932 the skull, which age was found presumably 5,500 years. Also burial grounds of a Bronze Age near Mordon and pottery of the Iron Age on East Rock in 1969 were found. Foundation of the Cape Hengistbury added to the district of Bournemouth in 1932 was the place of much more ancient Paleolithic period. In the second half of the 16th century James Blount, the 6th Baron Montaut, began production alum in this area. At the time people didn't occupy the mouth of the Bourne River, and few fishermen and gangs of smugglers were the only regular customers of this area till the 19th century. In 1809 the Taps Arms Company trading in alcohol redeemed the site in this heathland. Several years later, in 1812, the first official inhabitants, the retired officer of Army Louis Tregonvelli, his wife, moved to their new house built on the land bought at Taps Arms. This area was well known. Tregonvelli, who during Napoleonic Wars spent the most part of the time in studying of heathlands and the coastline for maneuvers. Expecting that people will arrive to this area to enjoy pastime in the sea and the other activity bearing advantage for health, Tregonvelli during the period from 1816 to 1822 constructed a number of country houses which he planned to lease on it. The popular belief that impregnated located nearby pines arid is useful at diseases of lungs and in particular, for prevention of tuberculosis, induced Tregonvelli to plant hundreds of pines. His early attempts to make the city the popular resort brought result, and by then when in 1832 Tregonvelli died, Bournemouth turned into small community with several tens houses, country houses and cottages. After the death of Taps, the founder of the Taps Arms Company in 1835, his son Sir George William Taps Gervis inherited the estate of the father. He employed the young local architect Benjamin Ferry for improvement of a coastal zone, on the east side of the river. The first hotel of Bournemouth, which later became a part of Royal Bath Hotel, was opened in 1838 and is one of the few buildings designed by Ferry, functioning still. Since this period Bournemouth began to grow in high gear, thanks to the fact that Taps Gervis began to develop this region like resorts on the southern coast of Weymouth and Brighton. Despite huge investments, the city share in the resort market remained low. In 1841 Taps Gervis called the doctor and the writer Augustus Granville to remain. Granville was the author of the book Resorts of England, in which it was told about resorts through the whole country, and as a result of the visit he included chapter about Bournemouth in the second edition of the book. The publication of the book led to increase in number of the visitors believing in medicinal properties of sea water, and pine air helped the city to develop and take the place in the list of a destination of the country. When the most convenient way to reach the city was a sea, the pier was considered as need. Parish Council of Holdenhurst didn't want to find money for this construction, then locals raised funds in a private order and in 1847 financed construction of small pier 100 feet long. 30 m. Sites: Bournemouth Symphonic Orchestra, Bournemouth Beach, Art Gallery and Museum of Art, Henchesbury Head Beach, Alongshine Beach, Lower Gardens, Garden, Oceanarium, Southbourne Beach, Entertainment Centre of Bournemouth, Boscombe Pier, Fierce Bermuda, also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.